So hi everyone. So what's going on? Still sort of election news, trying to sort things out for everybody. Virus cases are going up, unfortunately, everywhere. It's interesting that some places in Europe they're keeping schools open, and other places closed, and it's more the opposite here. So it's not easy for kids, especially if the schools are closed. I don't know if we should try opening them more, doing restrictions elsewhere, or well, I don't know what the best result is, but anyway, I dedicate this class to school children and hope they can pull through it and not lose too much with their education and social interaction, etc. I was thinking we would start off working on Kapalabhati breathing, fire breath. Last week we did alternate nostril breathing, which is calming. Kapalabhati breathing is energizing. So we'll work on that a little bit, and then I'm into doing a little bit of core work, as you know, at the beginning of classes, so we'll do a little bit of core work and maybe work our way into back bends, we'll see. But it's getting cooler, so I was thinking we'd do a little bit more flow, just to heat the body up, do a little bit more flow as well. So Kapalabhati breathing, most of you are probably familiar with this. It's, first of all, if you have high blood pressure, if you're pregnant, if you feel dizzy when you're doing it, stop doing it, but avoid it if you have high blood pressure, in particular, or you're pregnant. And sometimes people will get a little bit dizzy if they're not used to this. But that shouldn't sort of persist. And the idea is you focus on the exhale, and it's a sharp exhale through the nose, and as you exhale you pull in the belly in, you're trying to hollow the belly as you exhale. So the inhale is sort of, except for the first inhale, the inhales are automatic. You automatically inhale after the sharp exhale. We'll do 3 rounds, each round is going to be 10. So let's start off with just regular breathing to begin with, just resting the hands on the legs, getting tall. So we're trying to open across the upper chest, across the collarbone, shoulders relaxed, chin is slightly tapped, all parallel to the ground, head back. And let's just close the eyes and just bring all our attention to the breath, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Just regular breathing. And then start taking deeper breaths. Long, slow breaths. Each inhale you pull in a little bit more air, a little bit more oxygen. Trying to get the exhale just as long as the inhale. Okay, Kapalabhati breathing is energizing. It's a good practice of pranayama at the beginning of the day, give you that energy for the rest of the day. So we're going to inhale through the nose about third way, and then a sharp exhale. And then regular breathing. So as I say, we're focusing on the exhale, and as we exhale sharply through the nose, we're pulling, trying to hollow that belly, we're trying to pull the belly in. Another round, inhale, and go. Regular breathing. And as I say, if you feel a little bit lightheaded, You know, that's typically normal, especially if you're not used to this practice. Let's do 20 breaths this time. Inhale. And go. Regular breathing. It's a noisy breath, right? Sort of you're making that sound as you do the exhale. Okay, one more round. Last one. 10 this time. Inhale. And go. Regular breathing. Also, sometimes it's good to have have a tissue handy. No more comments. So Kapalabhati breathing, as I say, is an energizing breath. And the other thing that's energizing in yoga in particular is back bend. So I think we will lead up to a few little back bends. In fact, let's start off doing those mini cat-cows. So come onto your back. And we've been doing this from time to time more often. So we've got the feet on the ground, knees bent. As we inhale, we're pushing the lower back into the ground. And as we exhale, we're bringing the lower back up. Keeping the tailbone down, keeping the hips down. Inhale, lower back down. Exhale, coming up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Next time we're going to work our way into bridge. Inhale, lower back down, hips up. Exhale as you slowly come down. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, coming down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Each inhale, you're pushing the lower back into the ground before you bring the hips up to the ceiling. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, coming up, glutes working. Exhale, coming down. Inhale up, glutes and quads working. Exhale, down. One more. Inhale. Exhale. A little bit of core work. We extend the legs, we bring the hands behind the head. We push the lower back into the ground, lift the legs up, lift the head up. Head supported by the hands. You breathe in for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we slowly lower all the way down. We take a breath or two. And then scoop again, lower back pushed into the ground a lot, core working, legs up slightly, head off the ground, supported. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We come all the way down. And then walk the knees in. And we're just going to have the arms either side of us, or you can rest the palms on the belly. We're just going to bring the knees in and then lightly touch the ground. That's all we're doing. And we're going to do about 20 of these, more or less. And, you know, I'm going a little bit quicker. I'm not really going with the breath, but ideally we should. And I'm just lightly touching the ground with the toes. I'm keeping the knees bent all the time. I'm not straightening the legs at all. But the next one is going to have one leg straight and it's going to be low to the ground and the knees bent, and then we're just going to switch. So it's all like cycling the legs. But you want to keep the legs nice and low. Again, you're keeping the back low, you're keeping the belly, engaging these belly muscles all the time, keeping the core working all the time. And then we're going to, actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to scoot down the mat a little bit, give myself more room. So we're going to continue doing that, but we're going to add the arm. So as one knee comes in, opposite arm is going over the head. So we're trying to synchronize the movement of the arms and the legs. Maybe you're touching the ground over the head, you don't have to. More important is to keep the back nice and low to the ground, keeping that core working. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we come down, take a little breather. Don't forget, you can stop any time. I'm not forcing you guys to do this, so just stop if you need to. One leg extended on the ground, the other leg extended up to the ceiling, so the legs are making 90 degrees. As one leg comes up, the other leg goes down, so they cross halfway. So we're taking the legs up and down slowly. Again, the core is engaged, we're breathing. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's a tough one. Bring the feet down to the ground. So the last one. Legs up to the ceiling, 90 degrees with the torso, and we're going to take the legs from side to side like windshield wipers. Usually I take them about halfway down. I bring my arms further out, so they're at about 45 degrees from the body. Over to one side, about halfway down, back up, and then over to the other side. Don't take the legs too far, don't make it too difficult, but take them down far enough so you're feeling a little bit challenging. If you can take the legs a little bit lower, and that feels okay, go for it. I end up taking my legs down maybe 2/3 of the way down. Not usually all the way down to the ground, that's too much. This is going to work the obliques a little bit, and you're working on the back muscles. You're getting that little bit of twist in the back, which is good. A couple more each side. And then we bring the legs back to center, we pull the knees in, we rock from side to side. And then we do a full body stretch, just stretching out those muscles we just worked. So sometimes I'll add side crunches. Sometimes we do pistons. And I think last week we just brought both legs up and down at the same time. Lots of good stuff. Walk the feet in, pull the knees in, and rock yourself up. I know nobody likes ab stuff, but you know, having that strong core really helps to keep the back nice and strong. In fact, I think what we'll do a little bit of explicit back work. We'll come onto the front of your body, lie down, and we're just going to bring one leg up. Doesn't have to go too far. The leg is straight, and then we're going to start pulsing the leg. Little movements up and down. And I'm going to hold the leg straight again. Working those glutes, working the lower back muscles. And then we're going to switch. As the leg comes up, hold that. And keep the leg straight. And then we're going to pulse. And then just keep the legs still for a bit. Working those glutes, lower back, and then we come all the way down. Bring the arms either side of you, lift the chest up, the head up, legs up, arms off the ground, little big toes touching, working that core. If it bothers the lower back, don't go up quite so high. Breathe. And then bring the hands under the shoulders, and we're going to transition into child's pose. Just stretching back out. Come onto your hands and knees. Cat cow. Inhale, belly down, head up. Exhale as you start rounding the back, tucking the chin. Inhaling into cow. Exhaling into cat. Inhaling cow. Exhaling cat. Come into neutral. So make sure the hands are under the shoulders. Come into cow. We're going to hold cow for a little bit. Sorry. We're going to hold cat. So the back is rounded, chin is tucked, you're pulling the belly in. Make sure the head is totally relaxed. How does the back feel? Pulling the belly in. Can you go a little deeper? Keep the back happy. A little deeper. Keep breathing. Now come into cow. Bringing the belly towards the ground, lifting the head up. And we're going to hold that. Try not to sink between the shoulder blades. And then we come into neutral. Thread the needle. We take the right arm, we thread it behind the left arm. We're resting the right arm, right side of the face on the mat. You're reaching towards the side with that bottom hand. You're pushing that left hand into the ground, stretching out the lower back, right side. Breathe. We come back on our hands and knees and then thread the needle other direction. We're threading the left arm behind the right arm. You're going to rest on the left arm, left side of the face. Pushing that right hand into the ground, reaching with that bottom arm, getting a little bit of a twist, stretching out the back. We come back on our hands and knees. Bring the forearms to the ground. Let's go into dolphin. We haven't done dolphin for a little while. Forearms can be parallel or you can have the palms together. Palms together makes it a little bit easier, but make sure that the elbows are under the shoulders, not too wide apart. Knees under the hips, we tuck the toes, we bring those hips up. And then we're trying to get those shoulders back, trying to straighten that line out. Elbows through the shoulders to the hips. The head should be off the ground. Chin is tucked, you're looking between the feet. You're breathing. A lot of arm work. A nice back stretch. Dolphin pose. We bring the knees down. We bring the hands under the shoulders. Tuck the toes. And now downward facing dog. Similar to dolphin. In fact, you could always do dolphin if this bothers the wrists. You're pushing down dog, you're pushing the thumb, index finger into the ground, armpits towards the ground. Again, chin is tucked, you're looking between the legs or towards the belly button. And you're trying to get more length with each breath. We look forward, we walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, mountain. Okay, let's do a little bit of warm-ups. Half salutes, 2 or 3 half salutes. Inhale, reach up. Exhale as you fold forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we fold forward again. Inhale, breath core brings us up. Exhale, mountain. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold forward again. Inhale, breath brings us up. Exhale, mountain. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, folding forward, head relaxed. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, mountain. Chair pose, bend the knees. Inhale as the arms come up. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, come into plank. Knees down, chin chest forward and down. Inhaling into cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward, walk forward between the hands. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, folding forward. Bend the knees. Inhale, coming up into chair. Exhale, mountain. Inhale, chair. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands. We jump or walk back into plank chaturanga. Inhaling into up dog. Exhale, down dog. Let's hold down dog this time. Pushing the thumb, index finger into the ground, armpits towards the ground, chin is tucked. A little bit more length with each breath. If you can keep the back neutral, then you can start straightening the legs. You can start bringing the heels towards the ground. Look forward, walk forward between the hands. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, folding forward, knees bent. Back in chair. And then mountain. Okay, we're getting a little bit warmer here. Inhale, chair. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands. We're back in plank. Chaturanga. Inhaling to up dog. Exhale, down dog. This time bring the right leg up. On the inhale and on the exhale, we sweep that foot forward. We're in warrior one. Hold warrior one, a breath or two. On your next exhale, warrior two. So warrior two, remember knee over the ankle, never forward of the ankle, knees nicely lined up with the foot. Shoulders are soft. Reverse warrior. And then we switch to the other side. We come into plank. Chaturanga, inhaling into up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, we sweep that foot through. Back foot turned in. Warrior one. Breath or two. And we exhale into warrior two. Reverse warrior. And then we come into plank. Chaturanga. Inhaling to up dog. Exhale, down dog. Breath or two in down dog. And we look forward. We walk forward between the hands. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, folding forward. Knees bent. We're back in chair. And then we come all the way up. We're shaking things out. So, the nice thing about the Vinyasa is you can go as fast or as slow as you like. You can breathe. You can increase the breath, the rate of breathing, to go a little bit faster. You can hold a pose for a breath or two to make it a slower movement. What we're going to do, we're going to do that same sequence again, but this time we're going to move one pose per breath. We're going to synchronize the movement with the breath. So we're going to go a little bit faster. Just see how it feels. Come to the front of the mat. Bend the knees. Inhale into chair. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands. We're in plank. Chaturanga. Inhaling into up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, we sweep it through, we readjust the back foot. And we inhale into Warrior One. We exhale into Warrior Two. We inhale into Reverse Warrior. We exhale back into Plank. Chaturanga. Inhale into Up Dog. Exhale, Down Dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, we sweep it through, readjust the back foot. We inhale into Warrior One on the side. Exhale. Inhale, Reverse Warrior. Exhale, back into Plank. Chaturanga. Inhale into Up Dog. Exhale, Downward Facing Dog. And we hold Down Dog. So the reason we hold Down Dog is it's almost a resting pose now. So you can see that, you know, if you're moving one breath for each warrior, for instance, you need to sort of take a little breather at the end, and the Down Dog is almost like a resting pose. We look forward, we walk forward between the hands, inhale halfway up, exhale folding forward, bend the knees, inhale chair, exhale mountain. So you can go faster, you know, you can get that heart rate up, a little bit more energizing, generating more heat. Usually I don't go that fast. The problem with going faster, it doesn't give you time to sort of, you know, make sure the alignment is good. So just be careful if you go faster. Let's slow it down a little bit, and we're going to add a couple of poses. Bend the knees, inhale chair. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands, we're in plank. Chaturanga, inhale into Up Dog. Exhale, Downward Facing Dog. Inhale, extended Down Dog, right leg up. Exhale, we sweep it through. Readjust the back foot, Warrior One. And let's hold Warrior One for a little bit. Now if you look up, you can bring the palms together and you can get a little bit more of a back bend. On the next exhale, Warrior Two. So Warrior Two, I tend to take the feet a little bit wider. Lines of energy through the arms. Reverse Warrior. And this time we're going to go into extended side angle pose. We're bringing that forearm to that front knee. We're extending that top arm. Straight line from that top hand all the way through to that back foot. If you want to go a little deeper, you could start sliding that hand down the inside of the leg. But you want to try and keep that straight line through that top arm all the way through to that back foot. Come back up. Straighten that front leg. We're going to transition into Trikonasana, triangle. If you want to bring that back foot in a bit closer, you can. But this time you've got that hinge at the top of the femur. So we're shifting the hips over, you're hinging, you're reaching, you bring that hand down, other arm up. And then make sure the head is not dropping as you look up towards that top hand. Trikonasana pose, triangle pose. We start bending that front knee as we come out of Trikonasana back into Warrior Two, Reverse Warrior, and we're going to flow to the other side. We come into Plank, Chaturanga, Up Dog, Downward Facing Dog. Inhale the left leg up, exhale you sweep that foot through. You come back into Warrior One. Hold Warrior One. I'm just going to switch so I can see you guys. Or you can see me. Warrior One, a little bit of a back bend. We exhale into Warrior Two, readjusting the feet as you need. Keeping those shoulders soft. Maybe going a little deeper. And then we do a Reverse Warrior. And then extended side angle pose. Forearm is on that front knee, and if you want to go deeper, you can slide that arm inside or outside the leg. I like it inside the leg. You can push the leg, the arm into the leg and vice versa, and it also sets you up for the bind. Maybe I'll show you the bind in another session. We come back up. We're back in Warrior 2. I'm going to hop that back foot in a few inches. And then we're going to go into Trikonasana. Both legs are straight. And I'm shifting my hips over as I'm reaching. I'm trying to reach as far as I can before I bring that left hand down. Right arm up. Head is not dropped. Don't drop the head like this. Try to keep the head nicely lined up with the back. And then you're looking up towards the ceiling. You're breathing. Triangle pose. We come back up, getting ourselves back into Warrior 2, reverse Warrior, and then we come into Plank. Chaturanga, inhaling to Up Dog, exhale, Downward Facing Dog. Plank, Chaturanga, Up Dog, exhale, Downward Facing Dog. One more time. Plank, Chaturanga, elbows in, Up Dog, exhale, Downward Facing Dog. Hold down dog, breath or two. And then the knees come down, and we'll go into Child's Pose. And then we slowly come up sitting on the heels. So there's, you know, the Vinyasa, the flow, a nice way to warm the body up, get us ready for deeper stretches. But let's go back and let's do a couple more standing poses. Let's do tree, and I think we'll do a tree, and then we'll do eagle pose. So come back onto your hands and knees. Downward Facing Dog. Look forward, walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, folding forward. Knees are bent. We come up into chair. And then we come all the way up into mountain, Samastiti. Okay, so actually let's do a side stretch first. Bring the arms up. Interlace the fingers. Index finger is pointing towards the ceiling. We're going to reach, getting as much length as we can. Inhale. And on the exhale, we take a side stretch. We're stretching out the left side of the body. We're shifting the hips over. I feel the stretch in the left hip, the ribs on my left side are opening. Inhale up, reach up, exhale over to the other side. We're trying to keep in one plane. We're trying not to bring one shoulder more forward than the other shoulder. I always tell people that you want to imagine you're in between two panes of glass. Inhale up, exhale over to the first side again. Going a little bit deeper with the breath, with the exhale. Inhale back up, exhale over to the other side. Well, while we're here, let's come back up, keep the fingers interlaced, and take a little bit of a backward bend. So I'm going to start engaging the glutes. I'm trying to keep my arms lined up with the ears as I lean backward. Go as far back as feels comfortable for the back. Don't let it bother the back. And then we come back up. We're going to hinge at the hips. And we're starting to fall forward. And then we're going to bring the fingertips to the ground and take the feet apart. So there's about 5 or 6 inches between the feet. And take hold of the big toes. First 2 fingers come around the big toe. Bend the knees, look up, and then keeping contact between the belly and the legs, start to fold forward, relaxing the head. And maybe straighten the legs just a little bit. Knees bend, and we'll slowly come back up. Back into mountain. Standing on the left foot, right foot is in. The inside of that standing leg, below or above the knee, coming into tree pose, palms together. Standing leg is working, quads are engaged. If your foot is above the knee, you feel those quads working. And whenever you want, arms come up. I like to keep the arms parallel and apart. Some people like to bring the hands together, it's up to you. And if your balance is a problem, just try focusing. Look at something not moving, don't look at me. Just look at the ground. And you're going to feel that leg working, the quads working, the ankle working, calf muscles saying, I'm here. It's a great way to strengthen the standing leg. You're getting a hip opener, you're having to focus, you're having to concentrate just to be here, just to keep that balance. And then we bring the hands down, the legs down, shake everything out. Do trees a lot. I always tell people if there's only one yoga pose you're going to do, make it tree pose. Keep that balance. Okay, other side, we're on the right foot. Left foot is inside the leg, below or above the knee. I like skin on skin, more friction. My foot's not going to slide down the leg. Right palms together, opening the chest. Some people like to bring the foot inside that front hip, so you're in like a half lotus. You can try that if you want. Arms up whenever you like. Keeping the arms parallel. Framing the face, palms together if you want. Start engaging the quads. Breathe. Focus on something. Don't hold the breath. You're starting to feel the quads working, the calf muscle, strengthening that foot. And then we come down and we release everything. Shake everything out. Shoulders, legs, maybe shake the legs out a few times. Okay, eagle. Feet are together. We bend the knees so we're in chair. We bring the arms either side of us. We're going to bring the right arm under the left arm. We get the hands parallel, the back of the hands on the palms. We do eagle a lot, Ustrasana. If you want to add the legs, right leg comes on top. You squeeze the legs together and you try and hook that foot. If you can hook the foot, then make sure the arms are centered. You can sit a little deeper. You can touch the nose with the thumb. Or if you prefer, you can bring the arms up to the ceiling. Take about 3 breaths. And release. A lot going on that. Shoulder opener, hip opener, and you're bouncing on one leg. A lot going on. Eagle's a good pose. Chair. Other side. Left arm under right arm. And then we're going to bring the left leg on top of the right leg. You don't have to go any further than this. If you're happy with this, that's good. If you want to hook the foot, you've got to squeeze those legs together and then you try and hook the foot. Keep the knee happy. Takes me a little while to hook that foot sometimes. There we go. Center the arms. Maybe touch the nose. Maybe lift the arms up. Take about 3 breaths. And release. Feels good. Let's come down to the ground. Sit on the heels. Extend the right arm forward, pull that arm in. You're trying to relax the arm, trying to relax the deltoid, just getting a nice stretch across the upper back. Other side. Release. Move those shoulders. Okay. Camel prep. We're high up on the knees, toes are on the ground, heels high. We're going to support the lower back. You're keeping the hips over the knees, and you're going to lean backward, trying to keep those hips over the knees. And the head goes back carefully, gently, and controlled. You're breathing. Engage the glutes. Coming back up, and we go into child's pose. Another good prep for camel is this pose, which we do quite often. We bring the hands behind us, so the fingers are lined up with the feet, the fingers are pointed towards the feet. Chin is tucked, we open the chest. We slowly lower the head, and we bring the hips up. Open the chest more, engage the glutes, breathe. And we bring the sit bones down, and we slowly come up. That works the arms as well, child's pose. Okay, the full camel. So in the full camel, we're going to bring our hands to the heels. That's why I've got my heels raised. That's not quite as far to reach. Again, we're trying to keep the hips over the knees. If you can't reach the heels and you can't keep the hips over the knees, just do this pose again, just support the lower back. If you have any back issues, just support the back. Don't go into full camel. To get into full camel, typically the way people do it is they'll bring one arm up and they'll reach for one heel. You bring the other arm up. You're trying to keep it close to the head as you reach for the other heel. I'll start off with my chin tucked. I'll then shift the hips forward. I'm trying to keep the hips over the knees. And then the head goes back slowly, carefully. My glutes are working. I'm breathing. I'm opening the whole front body. I'm actually really grabbing the heels. Like a little bit of tug of war here. Bring the hips forward. Holding onto those heels nice and tight. And then as you come out, the head stays back. You bring one arm up. You bring the head up as you bring the second arm up. And you come into child's pose. If your back is feeling good, we can do this a second time. If your back is sort of says, that's enough for me, just do this pose or a gentle forward bend, it's up to you. But if you're ready for one more time, we're high up on the knees, toes are tucked. We bring one arm up, keeping the arm close to the head. Right hand to the right heel, other arm up. Bringing it to the other heel, shifting the hips forward, engaging the glutes. Head goes back carefully whenever you're ready. Breathe. Feel that whole front body opening. The front of the legs, the front of the chest. As you breathe, you feel that expansion. Don't hold the breath. And as we come out, we bring one arm up. Head comes up as you bring the second arm up. And we come back into child's pose. Slowly come up. Come onto your back. Pull both knees in and rock from side to side. Bring the right foot to the ground, the left leg on top. So we're making this figure 4, going into reclined pigeon. We're going to take hold of the back of the right leg, pulling the legs in. Forearm can be against the inside of that left leg, just to get a little bit deeper stretched. Maybe rock from side to side. Now if you're super flexible, what you could do is you could hug that leg that's closest to you. So I'm bringing my left foot into the inside of the right arm, and I'm hugging that leg, and then I'm bringing the head to the ground. This is a challenge if you haven't got open hips. So if your hips are not open, just hold on to the back of that right leg. If you want to go deeper, you hug the leg. You can rock more easily if you're hugging the leg. You can rock from side to side, just massaging those back muscles. It's quite an intense hip stretch. Don't let it be too intense. But if you're super flexible, you know, you can get a little deeper into the pose on this one. We're going to switch. Start off with the outer right ankle on the left leg, holding onto the back of the left leg. You're pulling the legs in. You're trying to keep the tailbone low. You're trying to keep the head supported. Forearm pushed into the leg. And you can just hang out here. Most of you are going to hang out like this. Some of you, maybe just one or two of you, are going to hug that leg so that the right foot is inside the left elbow. And then you can just get a little deeper stretch if you want, if it feels good. Don't forget, yoga is all about listening to your body, doing what feels right. Never force yourself into a pose. We're all individual. We're just trying to keep our range of motion. And everyone's different. We're all built differently. Bone structure's different. So we take care of ourselves. Know what you can do. Come out of the pose. Hold the knees. Rock from side to side. Happy baby. We're holding onto the feet again. Tailbone is nice and low. Head is on the ground. Legs wider this time, a lot of arm strength, pulling the legs down. And if you want, you can take hold of the big toes and see if you can get the legs into a V position, or at least a little bit straighter. If you can't straighten the legs, no worries. If you can't hold onto the toes, just hold onto the legs somewhere. Tailbone pushed to the ground, shoulders down, you're pushing the heels out, you're breathing. And then we bend the knees, we take hold of the back of the legs, and we rock ourselves up into boat. So we're balancing on the sit bones, arms either side of the legs. You guys, we do this a lot. I'm sure this is your favourite pose, right? Just joking. So the more you straighten the legs, the more you're going to have to work to keep that back neutral. Try and keep the back neutral. If you need to bend the knees, bend the knees. If it bothers the back, bend the knees. We lower an inch off the ground. That's scoopy action again. We're pushing the lower back into the ground for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We lower all the way down. We walk the feet in. We pull the knees in. We're going to rock ourselves up again. And this time we're going to come into a seated twist. So I'm pulling the right foot in. Don't forget this right leg can be straight if you have any knee concerns. The left foot is inside or outside the leg. And we're going to hug the leg. Or you're going to bring the arm outside the leg. It's up to you. We get nice and tall. Other hand is behind you, supporting. And then we take that twist. You're looking over that left shoulder towards the back of the room. We unwind. You can rotate through 360 if you want, or you can just switch the legs. With the other leg straight, or knee bent, knee pulled in, foot solidly on the ground, and we're hugging the knee, or we're bringing the arm outside the leg. If you're bringing the arm outside the leg, to get a little deeper, I have to round the back to begin with, so I can get that arm a little bit lower, and then I start straightening up, and I can get a little bit more leverage, taking the twist. And then we unwind. We bring the soles of the feet together, coming into Baddha Konasana. And start off easy, just rocking from side to side. As you rock, you're getting the feet in a little bit closer, maybe. If your hips are tight, if your knees are high up, your back's rounded, sit on a block, please. You want to try and get that back neutral. And then we become still, and we're trying to encourage those legs towards the ground. I'm using a lot of arm strength, pulling my hips forward, trying to get that back neutral. And then I'm trying to persuade the legs to get closer and closer towards the ground. And you're going to feel this stretching out the inside of the hips. We tend to hold a lot of tension in the hips. We hold a lot of tension in the shoulders, in the neck. And those are the areas we tend to work on a lot in yoga. Breathe. We release. Extend the legs out into a V. This is a challenge. I remember when I first came to California, my wife and I, we used to go to we joined the YMCA, and we used to go to this exercise class, and the teacher would end up doing some stretches, and she'd always do this stretch, and I was probably the most inflexible, and you know this was me then, something like that, and after many years, for a while I got into yoga, practicing yoga a lot, and I was able to go a little bit lower. I can go lower than this, but be careful on this one. I never used to be able to do this. I never used to be able to do this. I think this is one of the most difficult poses to do, so just take it easy. And always, if you feel anything too much on the back, always take care of the back. Number one, I say, is keep the back safe. If you start doing too much on your lower back and you have back issues, it takes a while to fix the back. So don't let it get into trouble. Don't force yourself. Effort's fine, but no force, please. Okay, come onto your back. Take the feet wide apart. So the knees are bent, feet are wider than hips. And we're just going to windshield wipe. So this is going to stretch out the outside of the hips. Baddha Konasana is the inside of the hips, this is the outside of the hips. Just going gently from side to side, just like windshield wipers, and you're moving with the breath. I like to inhale as the knees come up, exhale as they go down. And sometimes I'll hold the knees down. Let's do that in fact. Let's just hold the knees over to one side for a breath or two. Inhale up and then over to the other side. Hold that. We bring the knees up, back up. We take a full body stretch, and then we're going to take a side stretch. So arms are over the head, getting length. Then the side stretch. We did the standing version of this, right? And side stretch on the other side. And then we even out and we come into Shavasana. So Shavasana, we're just bringing the arms either side. I like the palms facing towards the ceiling. Chin is tucked. Eyes closed. And just let yourself relax. Maybe moisten the lips. Perhaps take a couple of deep breaths. And then just regular breathing. Just letting yourself sink into the ground. If you want to hold Shavasana a little bit longer, go for it. If you're ready to come out, walk the feet in and just roll over to one side. Keep the eyes closed and just take a breath or two here. And keep the eyes closed as you gently come into a seated position. And just rest the hands on the legs. Get tall. Focus on the breath. Back is neutral. Shoulders relaxed. Face is soft. And then bring the arms up on the inhale and down on the exhale. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale as they come down. Inhale as the arms come up. exhale down. Keep the palms together, palms to chest. Inhale. Namaste. Thank you so much everyone, and have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week.